Hey everybody, it's Brook from Brook Pridemore Industries. It's Monday night. It's December 30th. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a new video tomorrow night. This might be the last video of the year and the decade. And so as we leave 2019 behind and we start heading into 2020, I think it's going to be a big year. I think it's going to be a good year. I think we're going to have a good time. I try to always have a good time. I try to always have a good time. But we're going into another election year, and I'm concerned because the last election year was 2016. I think it's important not to beat the shit out of each other over politics. I think it's okay, even on the left or on the right, whatever wing you're in. I guess there's only one candidate running on the right, But I think about the 2016 election and about how, there was the fucking Bernie bros and there was the fucking, the Clinton supporters. There wasn't like a fresh name for them. But there was all this infighting among the party, and like the super delegates, stole the nomination from Bernie, and those other guys. I don't know who else. I don't even remember who else ran. That's funny about those also ran candidates. Like, you forget about them really fast. But I was doing a lot of sharing of the campaign of Senator Sanders in 2016. It was my 8. It was the 5th election I voted in, and I was really excited to vote in the primaries. I'd never voted in a primary before. I hadn't been excited. I didn't give a shit. And then, finally in 2016 I did. And it was fucking wild. But I was sharing posts every night, everything that came up. Like, here's how Bernie can win, here's why Clinton is a technocrat or whatever. And I shared all this stuff, and I noticed over time that I personally lost a lot of social media friends, which aren't real friends. I understand that, but I alienated myself from a lot of people by being so vocal and so Bernie or bust, and I hope I don't sway one voter in either direction ever, because I try to keep up with what's going on in politics, and it's in the news and in the world, and I don't always succeed at it. And of course, the year turned out the way it did. It was a rough year for loss too. There was a lot of death, but I really severed a lot of the. I saw a lot of people fighting about politics and saying, be like, unfriended, LOL, haha, fuck you, and all we're doing when we do that stuff is alienate each other. So I think it's one thing to believe something. I think it's one thing to have political beliefs. And it's another thing to be like, it's black and white. If you don't believe exactly what I believe, then fuck you. I say all this because, I know who I'm going to vote for in the primary, and I know who I'm going to vote for in the general. And I'm not going to tell anybody. You'll probably figure it out if you're watching. But the reason I wanted to talk about politics tonight is because I made an incredible discovery today. I'm really excited about this. I went into a shop I never would have thought to go into looking for energy drinks, to buy a vitamin I take a few weeks ago. And I noticed that they had this. I saw one can of Rain energy drink, and I was like, oh shit, they got Rain in here. And then I saw they had Bang, and then I saw they had, Rip It or something. And then I actually had time to go in and peruse the selection. And I went in tonight and I found something that is so singularly fucking amazing. I think that it's going to change the very fabric of existence when I crack this can open and drink it. I am as excited about this drink as I would be if I were getting to see like the Beatles, or better, Primus in 1995. I don't. This is really something. I have a lot of other things that I'm supposed to be trying before I try anything that I just found today. But I had to fast track this. I'm like, I've got to know. I've got to come home. I've got to try this. This is really something. I'm just going to reveal it because I'm going to go crazy if I don't. It's Murica Energy Red, White, and Boom. Let's make America grape again. A popular slogan from recent politics, of course. Let's make America grape again. I'm almost like, first of all, on the back there's a picture of a fucking ripped ass Ronald Reagan. Look at him, his muscles have muscles. And then there's some literature here, never big enough. After years of failing to produce energy drinks with delicious flavors, this great country needs a new corporation, one with a renewed dedication to the dream of America. A company that will give that dream new life and resoundingly says, let's make America grape again. For those who've abandoned hope in tasty flavor for energy drinks, who've submitted to the endless procession of imposters, bland flavors, and unrealistic promises, America Energy welcomes you into a great national crusade. I'm fucking thrilled about this because, you know, I used the word jingoistic a couple of weeks ago. I used it, and I kind of used it improperly, and somebody pointed out to me that was an interesting word choice. And then I like, actually, I'm working without a net here. There's no rehearsal going into this. So, I actually was able to justify the use of it. But when I think about the word jingoistic, you know, this like corporate patriotism, I don't know who this is marketed to, because this was in a nutrition supply store. This was in like a workout food store, and in New York, not in Tulsa. So not in like a gas station in Shreveport. Like, this was in New York. So I don't know who the shit this is marketed to, but like, holy shit. I mean, it might as well have a red baseball hat on it. I'm so excited about this. I'm also a little freaked out because what if it's the greatest thing I've ever tasted? So I'm just gonna, okay, I'm freaking out a little bit here, but I'm gonna crack this open and I'm gonna give it a try. After we go through the brink, everything could be different. My fellow Americans, I'm proud to announce that this is a tasty beverage. It tastes like reminiscent of, not so much like a super sweet Faygo grape, but like a Welch's, the simple, the Purple Crush. A good way to put it, a good solid grapey grape taste. I would even say great tasting can of energy drink. I'm thankful that they didn't put the workout drugs in this one, because it tastes pretty good. Some of that stuff that they put the workout drugs in, they give the greatest taste in the world too. And it's like, if you're not really going to the gym, you could really hurt yourself drinking like Bang and stuff like that. And I'll get to those eventually, but just not yet. Oh, that's almost a little bit of a bummer. It's clear, like those rain cans are, but I wanted it to be like a NyQuil, just like nasty purple color. So points off for that. But this is got a little ahead of myself. I I I wanted this to be the greatest drink I'd ever tasted because it's so ridiculous. It is instead a perfectly passable can of grape soda with presumably a lot of caffeine, which if you like both grape soda and caffeine, you usually can't get the two things together, so that's a bonus for this. And plus, like, imagine, just like walking around drinking one of these. You might as well be singing, the Stars and Stripes Forever or something. It's so fucking weird, and I'm thrilled that I found it. Tweet at them or something. Write them a nice letter and say, "Wow, thank you for going all out on the bold, patriotic, you know, like love your country energy drink. Thank you so much. Let's make America grape again." I can't even say Murica right. It's just not the right regional accent. Anyway, this has been Brook Pridemore of Brook Pridemore Industries. If you like this, I make music. The links are below. You could make a longer-term contribution. I'm making a 7th album right now. I could use your support. Patreon.com/Brook Pridemore. Good night.